What up, everybody? It's your boy Baddog here with another New York Yankee video. As always, thank you for clicking. Appreciate you watching the video. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up. Helps out big. Subscribe. Ring-a-ding-ding the bell. That way you can hear me scream and rant about the Yankees for the rest of the year. The Giants in the middle of training camp. We got a lot of Giants content. And of course, basketball in October. So make sure you subscribe, ring the bell. Share it out with your friends. Right? Why not? You got nothing to lose. Everything's free. What do you even say about the New York Yankees? They make me want to vomit. I have a really hard time wrapping my head around the philosophy of this ball club. The New York Mets, this offseason, Steve Cohen took a couple of massive swings, and he missed like the Yankee batters do. He swung and missed. And the Mets, GM, ownership, decided, you know what, been a bad year. And we're going to, trade both of our Hall of Fame pitchers, Verlander and Scherzer. The Mets traded Robertson. The Mets just moved on. The Mets said, we're throwing this year away. Forget it. We don't have it. We're going to look towards the future. We're going to go in a different direction the next year in 2024. The Yankees don't have a direction. And this has been a problem for years. You can go back years on my channel and hear me talk about how the Yankees will never win a World Series as long as Brian Cashman is a GM. Fire Cashman, fire Boone. I mean, I've been screaming this for years now. Nothing changes. It's always funny, if I get a take wrong or something, everybody's always quick to go back 3 years and go, oh, this aged poorly. Nobody ever seems to go back to those videos and go, well, Baddog, you actually knew what the hell you were talking about. And most Yankee fans do. The ownership, the front office, they got to think we're stupid. At this point, they just have to think we're stupid. Yankees have a gaping wound, going into the year, and all they do is put a Band-Aid on it by bringing back Judge and Carlos Rodon. Now, I just turned on the game. I just got back from the gym. I ate dinner. That's why I'm doing the video a little bit later. And they're already losing 1-0. So the game's probably over. The Yankees can't hit to save their life. They struck out 30 times in the last 2 games. A New York Yankee record. Brian Cashman, for years, has built teams like this. And this is not the way a game is played anymore. Launch angle is not important. I've screamed about the fundamentals and basics of baseball for years, about how batting average is extremely important. On-base percentage is important. Sacrifice flies are important. The video that I did at the beginning of last season that Michael Kay ripped off and put on his show is exactly what I'm talking about. They hit 235 as a team. Their on-base percentage as a team is around 300. They have 439 RBIs, I think, and 140 homers, which tells you they're hitting solo homers. They're not manufacturing runs. This team has not manufactured runs in years. In years. They're the oldest ball club either in the majors or the American League. Their average age is over 29 years old. I don't think there's another club with an older average age on the team. So this team is built to it now, and this team ain't winning shit. Nothing. This is the latest they've been in last place since 1992, and anybody that was around in 92, yours truly was there, knows how bad of a club that was. However, the future was bright because they had prospects, because Stick Michael and Watson, they knew what they were doing. Bob Watson and Gene Michael knew what they were doing. And in the late 80s, George Steinbrenner got a little bit too involved in the things, and he brought in a lot of those veteran, over-the-hill guys and paid them big money, guys that had great primes, and they were past their prime, brought them in, and the Yankees were really bad from 1989 to 92, but Buck Showalter came in there, made the Yankees a little bit better, made some really good trades in 93. They added Wade Boggs, they added Paul O'Neill, they added Jimmy Key. They made moves, and then they went in the direction, and then they ended up becoming a dynasty at the end of the 90s. So they figured it out. Like they had some sort of direction. This team has nothing. This team, the New York Yankees right now are what the Giants have been or were from 2017 to 2021. Before John Mara, the owner admitted, listen, I screwed up. I screwed everything up. This is embarrassing. This is terrible. We got to do better. And he went and he gutted everything. He got rid of the GM. He got rid of the assistant GM. He moved Kevin Abrams to a different spot. He brought in an entire new coaching staff. And the Giants surprised a lot of people and with little talent ended up winning a playoff game last year. It's the first time the Giants have won a playoff game in 10 years since their last Super Bowl. It was nice. It was nice that the owner of the Giants took accountability and said, this crap ain't working, so we're going to do a complete overhaul, a complete 180, and change things. See, this Yankee team doesn't change jack shit. It is the same thing. And I've said this, I don't know how many times, the definition of insanity is same thing over and over and over, and you expect different results. The Yankees don't know what they're doing. Are you buyers or you sellers? The worst thing the Yankees could have done at the trade deadline is exactly what they did, which is do nothing. They did nothing. They did nothing at the trade deadline at all. They did nothing. You either want to sell and work towards the future, or you want to buy and try to get into the wild card because you're not going to win the division. At the very least, that's what you have to do. You have to do something. But they don't. They're sitting there. They're satisfied with mediocrity. They're satisfied with being in last place. Either that or they're not shrewd enough to work a deal, or their players are so lousy that nobody wanted them. Like last night, for instance. I'll give Michael Kay credit. I'm not a big Michael Kay fan, but I'll give him credit because he mentioned it. Because, Domingo Germán had a sore armpit, so he wasn't going to start. They bring in Brito. He pitches batting practice, gives up 4 homers, and then Germán comes in and shuts Rays down for the rest of the game. And Michael Kay actually said it. Perhaps there was a deal for Germán and it fell through. Because nobody wants these players. What do the Yankees have to offer? Bader, IKF, all these guys in expiring contracts. So you think that somebody's going to take your rent-a-player? They should have moved Gleyber Torres. They could have got something back for Gleyber Torres. They asked probably way too much for these guys. The Yankees have a tendency to overvalue their players, their prospects, their coaches, everything. You can't just rest on the laurel that you're the New York Yankees anymore, because as with each passing season, the Yankees are getting farther and farther and farther and farther away from what they used to be, which was a shrewd, dominant team. Teams were intimidated to go into that stadium. A team that knew how to play baseball, a team that knew how to win games, a team that knew how to manufacture runs. Brian Cashman does not get credit for that dynasty. That was built when he got there. We'll give him credit for 2009. And he did a good job in 2009. But still, you look at 2009, who was there? Jorge, Pettit, Jeter, Posada, Jorge, Jeter, Pettit, and Mariano Rivera, right? They were already there. So, the core 4 were still there. But I'll give Cashman credit for that. He brought in Sabathia, he brought in Burnett, Cano was part of that team, Matsui was part of those are all Cashman moves. I'll give Cashman credit. But he hasn't done shit since. The Yankees' fall from grace has been doing this since 2012, which is ironic because that's the last time the Giants have won a Super Bowl. It's kind of like both of those clubs started to sink. The Giants just had a quicker, precipitous drop than the Yankees. Although in 2013 and 14, and the 15, I don't think the Yankees made the playoffs. I could be wrong about that, but there was a stretch where they didn't make the playoffs. But, again, you haven't seen a Yankee prospect come up and develop outside of Aaron Judge. And maybe Anthony Volpe does become something, but he struggled this year. He's had his moments, but he struggled. I'm not killing Volpe and saying he's a bust or anything. It's a rookie season. I'm going to give the kid a chance. But they have a tendency to overvalue, overhype. They try to hype up their prospects for trades. They don't develop their prospects. The Yankees do not develop their prospects. What do you have to lose right now? So you didn't do this. You didn't sell. You didn't buy. You stayed put. They got a middle reliever from Chicago. That's what they did. The Yankees were, until they did that, the Yankees were the only team not involved in a trade. So this is what you need to do. Since you didn't do anything different at the trade deadline, it's time to DFA some guys. It's time to sit some guys. It's time to bring up your minor league players. You've decided, you've waved the white flag. You're giving up on the season as far as I'm concerned. That's what not making a move says to me, and it should say that to a lot of the fan base. They decided to wave the white flag. Since you've done that, because this team out there is a 500 club, it's an all-or-nothing club, it's an inconsistent club. You're playing the Rays, you're going to play the Astros, you're going to play the Braves. You are playing the best teams in baseball. You're about to get your ass kicked and get below 500. That's probably what's going to happen. Now, you can't predict baseball, Susan, so you never know. But most likely, that's what's going to happen. So you might as well bring your kids up. You might as well bring the young guys up. You might as well see what the hell they can do for the rest of the year. And then maybe you can figure out if you have a future or not. This year has been terrible. But this has been in the works for years. Years. The Yankees started out incredible last year, and they were a 500 club in the second half of the season. They're 500 club this year. So in the last 170, 175 games, it's a 500 club with the second highest payroll in baseball because you threw a bunch of money at Judge, you threw a bunch of money at Cole, you gave LeMahieu a bag, you're paying Stanton's bag, you gave Rodon a ton of money. So you put a ton of money in about 5 positions, and then the rest of it is just scraping the bottom of the barrel to get people here. It doesn't work in basketball, and basketball's got 5 guys in the court. Just look at the Lakers. When the Lakers had 3 superstars, they were trash. Because you have 3 superstars that take up all the cap, and then you have everybody else at a league minimum, league veteran minimum. That's kind of what the Yankees are doing because they don't want to go over the luxury tax any even more than they already are. Bring the friggin' again. It's just they're clueless. Everybody's clueless. Even Boone said before, "Oh, I don't it's guys can be coming, guys can be going, guys are here, guys are there." Boone don't know what planet he's on. The fact that they even hired him to begin with is ridiculous. The fact that Cashman's had his job for this long is freaking ridiculous, man. If I failed at my job the way he does, I wouldn't have a job. And I know people are like, well, the Yankees are over 500. When you have the second highest payroll in baseball, you should be better than 4 games above 500. I'm sorry. Not sorry. Not sorry. You should be better than that. You're the fucking Yankees. Okay? Act like it. Hal, grow a set of balls. Your dad had grapefruits, man. You got fucking raisinets in there. Grow a set. Put some bass in your voice, boy. Make a move. Make something happen. Do something different because I can speak for a lot of Yankee fans and I say, we're sick and tired of this shit. Because I don't know where you're going. Somebody tell me what the future of the Yankees is. Because I have no idea. The fact that I have no idea is really not a big deal. But the fact that they have no idea is a big deal. Anyway, I'm done screaming. I'm going to go watch the rest of the game and see what the hell happens. Thank you for watching. As always, hit the like, subscribe, ring, ding, 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 the bell, and all that good stuff. It's Baddog Dizzle, and I'm out. Peace.